The Department of Home Affairs have announced their migration program planning levels for the 2024-2025 financial year as part of their budget announcement. So let's take a look at what they've said about skilled visa program planning and what that could mean for people who are applying for employer-sponsored visas or general skilled migration visas. My name is Joanna Hill. I'm a registered migration agent and I'm the founder and the owner of Port Migration. I've been helping people apply for employer-sponsored visas and general skilled migration since 2015. Now, we really appreciate if you can like and subscribe, and if you need visa advice or assistance, reach out through the links in the description. So let's have a look at what the Department of Home Affairs have said about their migration planning for the 2024-2025 financial year. Okay, now the skilled stream is making up approximately 71% of the permanent migration program. So they've allocated 132,200 places to the skilled stream. It's been designed to improve the productive capacity of the economy and fill skill shortages in the labour market, particularly those in regional Australia. And that's really crucial. So there's definitely a really clear focus on filling skill shortages and supporting regional Australia. So if we scroll down, let's have a look at some of the numbers. This is the Home Affairs website. The link is in the description below. You can go directly to this page and read it for yourself. So we've got the visa stream, the visa category, and then there's the 2023-24 planning levels, so we can compare them with the 2024-25 planning levels that have been announced. Now, some of these numbers are caps and some are more estimations for planning purposes. Keep in mind these numbers fluctuate over time, and this should all be read within the context of the fact that the Australian government has clearly stated that they're aiming to drive down net overseas migration. Now, net overseas migration is essentially, it's the total number of people arriving to live in Australia minus the total number of people leaving Australia to live somewhere else. So the figures made up of cohorts like student visa and temporary work visa holders who are leaving and arriving, partners and children arriving, and Australian citizens and permanent residents leaving to live and work overseas. Now, net overseas migration was higher than planned or anticipated in this 2023-24 financial year. The Australian government are making it abundantly clear that they are aiming to drive it down over the upcoming financial year. So, what have we got? Employer-sponsored visas. They are allocating or estimating 44,000 places under employer-sponsored PR. We've got skilled independent, so the 189 visa, 16,900 places have been allocated. Now regional, 33,000. State and territory nominated, 33,000. And then we've got the business, global talent and distinguished talent down here. These numbers make up the skill total of 132,200 people. These numbers here are the ones that we'll focus on just now. So, what do they mean for people who are hoping to migrate to Australia through the skilled visa program? Firstly, these employer-sponsored numbers are rising. Now, that's likely due to two things. We are seeing people come off COVID visas that are eligible for sponsorship, and they're going directly from their COVID visa, applying for 186 direct entry. So that's probably some of this increase, but the increased number also reflects the fact that with the changed requirement from 3 to 2 years for temporary residence transition, there's obviously going to be a bit of a spike in people applying for 186 temporary residence transition. And that is what they've said. There's some notes down the bottom. They've said that the government has increased the planning level for employer-sponsored visas, which is building on the expanded pathway to PR, which was introduced in November 2023, allowing a greater proportion of temporary migrants to secure permanent residence in a timely manner through the temporary residence transition stream. So this announcement was great news for Subclass 482 visa holders, and that's reflected in this number just here. Now, secondly, you can see through these numbers, they have really held firm and slightly increased from 23-24 planning. You can see from these numbers that the federal government is clearly prioritising the employment requirements of the state governments and the regions. Okay, now this makes a lot of sense. Drivers of employment are state-based and they're regional-based. So if states and regions can determine who will receive sponsorship, we should see a better fit between visa applicants and available jobs for skilled migrants. Now, this should prevent the challenge which we've seen in the past of highly skilled visa holders being unable to find employment that matches their skills and experience. So these numbers are reflecting the fact that they're prioritising targeting migration with the available jobs or the demand for jobs in Australia. And the result of that is we've seen another decline in positions available for the skilled independent 189 visa. So this is a cap. This is a reduction from last year, which is a reduction from the year before. What does this mean for people looking at applying for general skilled migration? It means that, it's worth looking pretty closely at how your skills match the skills of what the regions and the states and territories are looking for, okay? If we scroll down, it tells us a little bit more about this. The government has increased the planning level for state territory nominated category to 33,000 visas and the regional level to 33,000 visas. Together, these account for 36% of the overall planning level and half of the skills stream. Increasing the planning levels for the state and territory nominated and regional categories will allow jurisdictions or areas of Australia to attract skilled migrants to meet their specific economic and labour force challenges. So you would want to be looking at how your skills match what the states and regional areas of Australia are looking for. Now, the government has allocated 16,900 places for skilled independent visas. It's a decrease on 2023-24, but still well above the COVID era planning levels, which, that's true, I suppose. So there's more information down here, which we're not going to look at in this video, but there you have it. That's the current information about the federal government's planning levels for the 2024-2025 financial year for skilled visas in Australia. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe.